Hello, my art-loving friends. Today is August 29th, and I am leaving tomorrow and will not be back home until September 13th. It's a long trip, and I wanted to show you what I'm taking with me and what I hope to accomplish during this trip. Now I know you're not seeing this until like the first week of September is already passed, but you know, such is the YouTube live pre-recording before trips. So I still have the August Doodle Wash list of prompts because it is so fun and there are still so many prompts in here that I want to paint that is what I'm taking with me. I have this really fun sketchbook that you can't get this cover anymore, but you can get other fun covers. It's watercolor, it's 140 pounds. It has been really fun to work in. I have been told if you use too much water that the glue binding starts to come apart. Luckily, I haven't experienced that yet. These are the only 2 pages that I've used quite a bit of water on, so I will be cautious of that. So I'm just gonna stick that list in there, close it, band it, and be done. The only brushes I'm taking with me are these Pentel water brushes. You can see the tip on that one comes to a really fine point, but still has a nice fat belly to hold a lot of water. And I realize it's empty, so I need to fill that up. And then a slightly larger version of the exact same thing, which has a very round tip. It is letting out a lot of water, but it's a good backup because I really like this one, but I want to have more than one just in case. My loyal Faber-Castell 0.5 grip 1345 pencil. Why do I like this one? Because you can get the pencil all the way out and draw with it, but when you retract it, it goes blunt. So there's nothing sharp to poke through any of your bags. And the 0.5 is a great size because it is pretty thin and your lines can be pretty light that way and you don't have graphite smudging everywhere. I decided to take my Micron PN, which is the plastic nib, for my only fine liner this trip. I really like the PNs for watercolor paper. I think it'll work great. Because I am still trying to use it up, I will link the Use It Up challenge in the corner and the description box below. How long does it take to use up a palette of watercolors? Well, forever, apparently. This is the only watercolor palette I'm bringing with me. You can see, let me turn the light on for you, that we have quite a bit of progress, but there is still a ton of paint in there with the exception of the black. It is almost all gone. The other one that is getting really low is the ultramarine blue, the white, and the dark brown. But we'll see if we can use more up on this trip. Boy, it has been a journey. Clips to keep my sketchbooks open when I need them. I have 2 bamboo paper towels. These you can just rinse and reuse over and over again. In fact, I should probably rinse these out before I take them so that they're nice and fresh and clean because I have used them on several trips in the recent couple months. And you can see they're covered in paint, so it would be best if I clean these out, which I will do. And then a regular paper towel because sometimes you just need to blot up color, and rags and thicker paper towels like this just don't work. You need something super absorbent. I have a little mini thing of artist tape that I got on a Mexico retreat. I'll link that video in the corner and description box below as well. Usually with the clips and all of that, I don't worry about having tape with me, but since this is nice and compact, I am going to bring it because if I want it, I will have it. I also have this little eraser because you need more than just this one when you're drawing a lot. And speaking of drawing a lot, September is the month where you get ready for Inktober by doing preliminary sketches, at least I do. And I wasn't going to do Inktober 2023 because I never finished 2022 because my grandma died in the middle of that month and everything got delayed. Let me show you what I do have for Inktober 2022. I was just going to finish that one this year, and I think I still will because I'll be back September 13th. Anyway, this is what I started in Inktober 2022. It's a huge drawing incorporating all the prompts, and I do intend to finish that one because it was a really cool idea. It needs to be finished. However, I can't pass up the current year's challenge. So I printed out the prompts because since it's not September 1st when I'm filming this yet, these were sent to me ahead of time because I'm part of their group where you get early access. And this little studio sketchbook was sent to me as a gift from one of you. And I'm so excited to be able to use it because it is a soft cover, which I adore. 20 pages, 140 GSM. I can't get this off of it. Good thing I'm doing this now. What I like to do is take these cover bands out. I chop them up like that. And then I just tape this to the back cover so that I know what this sketchbook was. Anyway, this is a Jackson softcover sketchbook. And my idea with Inktober this year is to just be really loose. Not use photo references if I don't want to. Be risky and just start sketching whatever I think that prompt might look like for that day. It could be pretty interesting. I have some tape here. I'll go ahead and tape this back in the back right now because I'm afraid I'll forget otherwise. It's a little crooked, but it does the job. And then I think I'll use a little bit nicer tape and tape this onto the inside cover here so I have it to reference. I'll probably make this first page a really fun Inktober cover page and then start all the sketches each page as I go. I have an archival quality tape gun here that I haven't used in forever, so it'll be interesting to see if it even works. For taping this into the sketchbook, looks like it'll mostly be okay. So what adventure am I going on, you might ask? Well, it is called Ultimate Adventure, and you can follow the hashtag UA2023, although by the time I put this video out, it will be over, but you can go see all the posts and all of that. And I went with my husband in the year 2021, and I documented that whole process. And here's the video for that. I'll link that in the corner in the description box below because it is really cool. It's how I started sketching everything I did for my kitty coloring book that I am still trying to put out in February of next year. It's a fun adventure with a lot of fun people, and now I have this to bring with me. I'm just gonna pack all of this in this Da Vinci Paint Company zipper case. I had my woodies in there, but I have very limited space on this trip because we have to do it all in a four-wheeling rig. So these unfortunately have to stay home, even though I'm dying to play with these again. I emptied that out for now, and everything fits in here beautifully. Just making sure that's pushed in so it doesn't poke through the bag. I'll slip the rags in the back there. And I always put my water brushes into a Ziploc bag because if they leak, I don't want my sketchbooks ruined. Okay, I do have to go put water in those, but you can see everything fits really easily, and I can just pull this out and do art at the drop of a hat. We are here at Ultimate Adventure with all the rigs, and thought I'd show you how I packed my art stuff in this particular rig. Let me turn you around. So it's kind of special built, obviously you can tell by all the controls and shift levers and stuff. This year my husband came up with these bags you see on each side. That bag and this one. So usually I just have a separate bag that sits in the floorboard with me. The floorboards get super burning hot. In fact, your feet will stick to them eventually if you're going for too long. But anyway, these are held up by Velcro off the floor a little bit. They still touch the tranny well, but if I unzip this, which is going to take two hands, so I'll be right back. There we go. Unzip. Has some snacks, but here is my art bag. So it's easy to get to, and everything's in there that I showed you back in the studio. I haven't pulled it out yet. Today's the first official day of the adventure, but the third day we've been on the road. Just have not had time, or have not taken the time to do art, but it just is right there, super easy to get to. We are in beautiful West Virginia, and I have not gotten a chance to paint. Day 4 is what we're on, and I don't know, I just know everyone this year, and so I really like to be social, and I like to see all the rigs getting up the trails. Sweet. And I just have not taken the sketchbooks out to paint or draw. But I thought I might right now, but we'll see. The problem is, like, I don't know if you can tell, but covered in dirt. So I kind of don't like touching my sketchbooks with such dirty hands, and I could probably find a rag or something and maybe try and clean up, but I don't know. We'll see. I may paint something super quick, but then I want to go back and see how they're doing getting up this obstacle. And I'm gonna do a more impressionistic type of painting for the prompt yo-yo. I'm kind of excited for it too. All right, I'm not gonna record that though because I don't have enough talent to hold my phone, see what I'm doing, and paint, but I'll show it to you afterwards. Okay, here's my smear of a painting. That has to be a cadmium red. It has to be. I guess it doesn't have to be, but excuse the radio. Stop it. It is really pushy. So every time I put it down and it hit, every time I put the paint down and it hit water or other paint colors like the yellow, it just explodes into them. It's pretty cool. But now I just finished these yo-yos with my fine liner, which is over here somewhere in this bag. One thing I realized I forgot was a yellow, what am I thinking? White gel pen. I mean to add that to my travel kits because I've forgotten that several times, and I need a white gel pen. I don't need it today. I mean, it would be nice to have some highlights, but I could use the white paint in that. It's not really that opaque, but it'll help. And yeah, my fine liner. Which one did I bring? My Micron PN. I'll draw yo-yos, I think. I don't have service here, so I can't look up what a yo-yo looks like, but I think I kind of sort of know what they look like. And real quick, we will get back to the artwork here in just a moment, but I wanted to let you know, if you are interested in seeing any more of these pictures or videos from my Ultimate Adventure trip, I made them all public over on my Facebook page, which is just Miranda Watson. If you do the hashtag, search the hashtag UA2023, and my name, you should be able to find all of them if you're interested in seeing more of these photos and videos. But for now, I guess we'll keep it to the artwork. Even though this was an incredibly fun trip and I am dying to share it all with you, I won't. But these are the women of UA here. Well, guess what? We're back in the studio. How does that happen? Life. That's how it happens. But I did do a few things, so let me show you. We'll start where I ended you, which was this little sketchbook and the painting of the yo-yos. So all I did was let the paint dry, and I took my Micron PN and drew in some yo-yos. They actually look more like macaroons than yo-yos, but whatever. I like them. And I want to show you this red right now because it's insane. I wasn't planning on doing this, on showing you this in person, but you have to see this. I have no water. Hang on. Okay, I've just grabbed some scrap paper from my cupboard. We're gonna grab some water and water this because that's how I did this painting here of the yo-yos. I put water down first. Now, this is not cotton paper, but neither is the sketchbook up there. However, it does feel like really good paper for not cotton, which is interesting. But the red in this Himimiya watercolor set is insane. I just love it. Okay, I hope that you can see this. Let me zoom in so you get the full effect here. I am activating this red. Watch this. Wow! It just explodes. It goes everywhere, and it's lovely and wonderful and insane and beautiful. So when I did that, it kind of took over this yellow that I used, and this yellow kind of reminds me of a diarylide yellow. I can never say that correctly, but you know what I mean. So see, the yellow does not move like that. I had some yellow down on the paper too, and then I came back in with some red, and the red just kind of took over and exploded into the yellow. And you're not seeing that on this paper. It didn't work quite as well, but you can definitely see that in the example here where you have that red going into the yellow. So that is very intriguing. So I finished that up, and I don't know. I know everyone better this year. Like I mentioned, I was having a good time just visiting with everyone, so I really didn't do much, but I did pull this sketchbook out, and I was having a hard time getting motivated to work on the Inktober prompts. In the past, I've always had a theme. The theme the first year was motorcycles, the second year was classic vehicles, the third year was my cat coloring book, last year was supposed to be that one piece thing I just showed you earlier in the video, and this year I was just going to sketch whatever. Well, I couldn't. So when I remembered the last video where I painted the gnomes, which I will link in the corner for you in the description box below, I was asking myself, what do I love? Because it helps when you're sketching something to think of something that you love. And I love gnomes, so I thought, well, maybe this Inktober sketchbook can be gnomes. Yes, I know I need to redo my nails. I'll do that later today. So everything in here is going to be gnome themed for every word on the list. So dream, I sketched this little gnome dreaming of finding a girlfriend. And spiders, the gnome is riding a friendly spider. And then there'll be some little smaller spiders around, I think, maybe. I haven't decided yet. And for path, I drew these two gnomes. I know it's really hard to see because I'm sketching pretty light, but they are building this path. And that's all I did for the entire rest of the trip. So we are leaving super early tomorrow morning again already. We did drive like madmen to get back a little bit earlier than planned, so I spent a good 24 hours. Sorry, I have sad news here, but I got to spend 24 hours with my old golden retriever, Blanca, before we had to let her go. Yeah, that was hard. The dog sitter called us while we were on this trip and is like, she's not doing well at all. I'm like, do everything you can, please, to keep her okay until I get back. She has to wait for me. She has to, and she did. I was with her when she went, and so was my husband. So anyway, I've lost my golden retriever. I did a video about her. I will link in the corner and in the description box below if you want to help remember her. She was an amazing companion over the last 16 years, and I'm so grateful to have had that time with her. So sad stuff aside, that's what I did on the trip. Not much, but I'm taking this whole package with me when I leave in the morning, and I added a white gel pen to it. I doubt I'll be able to draw or paint anything in here because we are going to see people that I haven't seen since March, and I'm sure I want to catch up and visit and hang out with them, but I'll have it with me just in case. The event we're going to tomorrow is called Full Size Invasion, and it's down in Moab, so there's probably lots of hashtags on Facebook and Instagram for that if you want to check it out. It's a lot of fun. Full Size Invasion on Instagram posts stuff regularly, probably daily, so you'll get to see a lot of that if you go check that out. Alright guys, that was my trip. Didn't accomplish much, but I accomplished something, and it was fun to have this in such an easy package to deal with. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now. And this year...
bleeping Jeep, headlights on.
Every time I put the paint down and it hits water or other paint...
I got you.
They're having a good time. Missy, Jack, and Bruno, right? Ah, yeah.